Greetings, gamers, and welcome to LogCast Episode 3. Now, we haven't done an episode in quite some time, and I think it's finally time to just squeak off the dust from us. And we have three special guests here today, so I'll let them introduce themselves one at a time. So let's start off with Camping Online, who's been here in the past.
Hey, I'm Camping Online, aka Logan. I've been doing a lot of clue scrolls and I'm in a collection logger. I recently hit 1400 log slots and green logged hard clues, non megas, of course.
Cool. Carrie, your turn.
Yo, Carry or Karilol. Rank 7 on the collection log, I think. I just got recently clue locked, like 3 months ago, and after that I've been going for clue slots and some post-max XP.
Nice, nice. Mr. Swerve.
Hello, I'm Swerve. I'm a main collection logger with over 1500 clocks and currently focusing on all pets.
Nice. I just realized I'm the only Iron Man here. Damn. It's been a while
Good.
since that's the case.
Get the fuck down.
Okay, so I guess we'll jump straight into the first topic, and as you may have guessed from the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the Moonhelm quite a bit in this episode. So we're just four nerds yapping about it. So firstly, Jagex added the Moonhelm, I think it was last week or the week before, and they added it to the game upon Varlamore Part 2, I believe, and they decided to add it to the collection log just recently, which was pretty neat. A lot of controversy with that being added to the collection log. So I want to know you guys' thoughts, especially you, Carrie, being no longer clue logged on the Moonhelm being added to the collection log. So I don't know if someone would like to go first to break the ice.
I can go
Alright.
first, I guess.
Yeah, copy.
Uh, I think it's good that it got added, even though it was late, since it's a really rare item and you can choose to AFK it or go for it actively, even though going for it actively with the what is it, Thief or the PVM helps is really rough right now, but I think it's in a good spot now with the shark lures and yeah.
Cool. I think I should add a little bit of context for those who don't know, who didn't watch the video I made like a week ago. But currently, there are two different key pieces you have to get: the loop halves, which is from skilling, and the thief half, which is from PVM. Now, the loop halves seems to be the easiest one with the shark lure tech that Carrie was talking about, where you use shark lure and fish. You use the shark lure with the option of 5 at a time, and you basically guarantee a fish per every fishing action. And you can fish over 800 sharks an hour by doing that. So it's a little bit over 1 key an hour, which is very good compared to the PVM section, which, as it seems like today, the meta is doing Delve 1 to 2 resets. Jai did some testing for me, and he was able to get basically 0.7 keys an hour and 1 elite clue per hour, which is much slower than the skilling one. So this puts the helm at over 1,000 hours to get. I believe the EHC is currently set at 1,000 as well. So that does coincide with the numbers we talked, which is pretty crazy.
Especially when you're considering, too, that sharks are over 1 key per hour AFK and it's 0.7 keys, tooth half keys per hour from Doom, which is, very active.
Oh yeah, very high APM as well. There is a new method though that you've been cooking up, Camping. I don't know if you want to talk about it. For the teeth halves.
For tooth halves?
Teeth
You
halves.
mean like for killing ice fiends?
Yeah, correct. Ice fiends.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm doing right now too. It's only like half a tooth per hour, but it's insanely AFK. I don't even pray, and I can get about 1,500 ice fiends killed per hour. You need goading potions for it though, which is a bit of shame for Iron Men, but other than that, it's pretty reclined. You could also kill brutal blue dragons. It's also around like half a key per hour, way less AFK, but still relatively chill. And you actually get some like bones and other drops.
You get a decent amount of elite clues from blue dragons, right? If you do it for the helm.
It's like 1 elite every 6 hours.
Oof.
I just did the math the other day. I want to say it's like 6k hards. No.
Holy fuck.
1k hards and 200 elites to 500 teeth halves, but then Ice Fiends is about 12,000 easy clues to go 500 teeth. So if you need your easy clue green log still, Ice Fiends can get you a lot of easy clues.
Yeah, that actually made me question if I should stop doing ham members. Just for that alone.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sucks that the ice beans drop the easy clues when the mains don't need them at all, and the irons can't really do that method unless they, for some reason, have a shitload of goading potions.
Yeah, it's actually
You
not that bad though. You just do 1 hour of mixology for 17 hours of goading potions. So I
Yeah,
guess
which is
you,
actually a lot better of a rate than I was expecting when you were saying that the other day. Like that actually doesn't sound horrible.
I mean, do you really want
I
to
mean,
do like
yeah.
40 hours of mixology to bank your? That kind of sounds shit just thinking about it.
I mean, if you're a
Yeah,
skiller as an Iron Man, it's not bad. You might as well,
that's
you
true
know,
too.
but
That's true. We got to tell Jai to do that.
for real.
It is probably one of those though where I wouldn't expect Iron Men to want to do Ice Fiends for all of their teeth, but like you can get a couple not too bad as long as like are there other places where you like really want goading potions as an iron?
There's one more problem though for this as an iron, and as a main, you guys are gonna be like, bruh, but you gotta sustain the ancient essence. So if you want to do 1,000 hours of Veni bowing, that's like 1.2 million essence. Is my math correct? 1.25 million essence. That's a lot of muspa right there.
I had not thought about that. How much do you know how much essence you get on average to Muspa Greenlog?
I don't know that. That's a wiki question, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, you would know.
But yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, I was excited to see that the Moonhelm got added to the log just because I had already kind of wanted to go for it anyway. It's a bit awkward too for all of us because I think do all of us have like every skilling pet basically? Because loop halves aren't too bad to grind if you're grinding skilling pets. Just do it in Varlamore and you get passive loop halves anyway. But I just recently got like the last of my skilling pets right before Moonhelm came out. I'm like, well, can't passively get those anymore from getting loops.
I'm still missing the mining pet, so for me, stars
Oh, so that's
is
why you were
cool.
doing stars.
Yeah, until the pet, and then we'll see what happens. So if I go 3.3 times dry for the pet, I'll bank enough keys for the Moonhelm.
Easy.
Surely that's where I go dry, right?
I guess I could wait for them to add keys to the worm agility course because I still need squirrel. So in 2 years, I can start working on that as well
Yeah,
if they
that was one
decide
thing
to even
too.
add that.
I wanted to add. Do you think they're gonna add the key pieces to other skilling activities? Because right now it's only on gathering skills.
I'd hope
Uh,
so. I'd hope
I think
so.
it's very silly that not every monster in Varlamore drops tooth halves and not every skilling activity gives loop halves. And that's probably the thing that upsets me the most about it is that it's just really inconsistent with what drops teeth and what gives loops. If it was just everything across the
Mhm.
board, it would also make the grind so much less bad because you'd have so many more options.
yeah, feel like that's just purely pick and choosing what drops key halves and what doesn't for Lamar.
The
I
fact
don't
that
think there's any
custodians,
logic to what drops and what
Mhm.
doesn't.
it really isn't. The fact that custodians don't drop teeth is wild to me.
Yeah, I think I actually have that in a different topic question we noted down, but I think they will end up making like a Volamore sweep up either with the next Volamore like mini update, I guess, with the diary and Tempestus or whatever the island is called. And I think they will either add it to different or more content or just retroactively add it to the P1, P2, and some of the P3 content where it's missing, like rumors or even perilous moons, which would be very fitting. I don't think it's you get them from the chest, right?
You don't
You
know.
don't know.
Yeah, that's just very strange in my opinion.
Dude, I wish Colosseum gave keys. It could easily be the best in slot method if you got like really good KPH there.
Or
Yeah,
like
unless
veiled
they
totems as
make it
well.
like Delph.
would be cool.
I mean, yeah,
200
delve is
mil
another
fletching.
topic, I guess. Another missed opportunity to make it fun to grind out.
But that's one thing too that a lot of people in the CC is saying, that it's going to be a waiters win angle. Like, I think is it Marnie that's planning to stack his keys in case it gets devalued. I know Domas just fully ignored Moonhelm. So
yeah, I think that's a big troll, but we can get into that later.
I actually don't think
now if we want.
I just wanted to say I don't think the chest rate itself will get nerfed, because 1 in a 500
Agreed.
is okay. It's not like Jar of Darkness where it's like 400 mil Slayer XP or whatever you need. But the methods and how to obtain them should at least get, reevaluated.
Yeah, if something's gonna get devalued about the Moonhelm, I think the chest rate itself getting buffed is like the absolute last thing that they'll devalue. Or
Agreed.
change.
I'd been thinking too. I'm usually pretty against like dry streak prevention type stuff in RuneScape, but I was also thinking, I'm like, it wouldn't be that crazy if they made it guaranteed on your 500th key, just because it's like, I think it's relatively reasonable to do 500 keys for it, but like, imagine going 2, 3, 4x. That would be pretty insane.
I'd be fine with that if we never got got a guarantee that the meta would never change for those keys, and that like was the case that you got it on your 500th opening. I think that would be fine, but there's still gonna be more updates to Varlamore, and I think the meta is gonna change down the line, so I don't think that's needed yet.
Yeah, it's fair. And I mean, I think it'll still probably be a while until the first person hits their 500th key, so probably doesn't need to get added tomorrow, you know?
Oh yeah, for sure. If I had to guess, no one will get to 500 within the next maybe 5-6 months.
Yeah, it's a reasonable assumption.
And that's with actively going for it, right? So that's pretty
I mean,
nasty.
thing is, even if you have a AFK'd from Varlamore release, those fucking tooth halves, you still have to get the skilling pieces and the other way around. So it's not like you've just been AFKing one thing and you have a bunch of them, but you have to do both.
Yeah, I've pretty much been AFKing Teaks since Varlamore Part 2, and I've got like 230 loops.
Wow.
How
many do you guys have, Swerve and Carry?
Hold on.
Let me run to the bank as well. I'm
I
fishing right now.
I have 437 loop halves.
Okay. No teeth? You opened everything?
I have 25 teeth, but I've made them into the moon keys.
Nice.
I'm at 247 now.
God damn, dude. I'm a casual. I have 5 teeth and I think 11 or 12 loops in the bank. And I opened
only
one
takes
chest.
1.
True.
Oh, only takes 2 then.
Yeah, 2 pieces, not just 1.
All right, cool. So, I guess the other topics kind of like coincide. I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to add with. I mean, okay, first of all, the wiki rates being wrong. So on the wiki, when you open the wiki for the shark fishing section, it said a 1 in 1900 for sharks. So I remember back in the day when I was doing the calcs, I was like, oh, this is pretty bad. I'm not even going to look into it any deeper. But it turns out the wiki was wrong. There's actually a plugin on the RuneLite you can download, which is the Wiki Sync, the OSRS Wiki Crowdsourcing Advanced plugin. And basically that plugin is going to be able to track anything you do in game, any skilling activity or whatnot, and crowdsource the data on the wiki. And so we've been doing that in the CC for the past week, and we finally got the data literally like 30 minutes before recording this. So it seems like in 238,000 harpoons, there was 411 keys in the last week. So that means that the shark rate is around a 1 in 580 for getting a moon key piece. So that confirms the theory. I think we were initially estimating that it would be a 1 in 500. I guess we were slightly off, but the data now proves a 1 in 580. So yeah, it's a fun fact I guess I could just randomly add. Anything you guys want to add to that? I don't know if there's anything to add.
Yeah, that was just funny though when first people were sending around like screenshots being like, "Yeah, I've been catching sharks and I got like 4 key pieces in like 1,000 sharks." And I'm sitting there like, "Oh, yeah, that's just variance, buddy. Okay." And then like people keep saying it. Then there's one person who used like 100,000 lures. So it was actually like a decent amount of data. I was like, "Wait a second. There might actually be something to this." And sure enough, way better than all those teaks I was cutting before.
Good
Yeah,
old teaks.
I started mining stars with everyone in the CC because that started popping off with the CC. And then Karilol mentioned mains should be at sharks right now. And when Karilol says something, you better listen. So I started like reading and why. And then I think it was the day before the actual addition to the clock, I got a few shark loose like 10K because I thought, oh yeah, that'll last. And then, well, yeah, we'll get into that as well. Also, did we check, by the way, if the rates are still good without any lures? I think Kari or Ginny asked to test that, but I don't know if anyone
Mm,
did end up testing it.
I think
I
it is
asked.
just that the drop rate itself was messed up. I don't think it has anything to do with the shark lure being bugged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
same, but
way.
it's not been confirmed yet. I asked like a few times from Iron Man in the CC last week if someone wants to come test the rates, but no one ever came, so I guess that's a mystery still, but we'll find out at some point.
Yeah, it's actually better as an iron to AFK sharks without lure than doing stars, specifically for
Even with
teaks.
then stars. What about versus teaks?
And then no, it's not worth. Teaks would be
Teaks is
better,
better than zero lures.
from my understanding. Yeah, and I think the reason why the wiki was wrong is because if you look closely in the wiki, it said big fish. No, not big fish. Sorry, big net and harpoon, but they combined them together because it's the same fishing
Mhm.
spot. So
Oh,
I think the way that they did it is that they looked at the data from people doing both, and then the average was probably 1 in 1900 because the sample size he had was only 17,000, which isn't
Mhm.
much. So he probably got like 5 or 6 keys, and then assumed that the rate was bad.
yeah, that's way too low of a sample size.
Yeah, they didn't have enough data, and then when the CC started adding the plugin, then the data just skyrocketed from all the boys fishing sharks.
I was actually surprised that the wiki drop rate estimations were manually added on there. I thought it was like automatic, every 24 hours it gets updated or something like that.
No, the micro guy was explaining it to me that he has to like look at the data and it's based on location. So he asked me like what are the fishing spots for sharks and I showed him on like the map and then he that's how he pulled the data from.
Does
And
he see my coordinates when I'm fishing them?
yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
So it's probably a lot of manual work for them to do that, but they do a great job on the wiki side. No, big props from me to them for that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just been hard specifically with Moonhelm since like especially before the collection log, there were just so few people going for it. They probably had so little data on it that it's hard to actually give like proper rates. Because I remember, wasn't the rates were originally wrong for stars too, right? Didn't we
Yeah,
originally
yeah.
think it was like half a loop per hour, but it ended up being like a quarter of a loop per hour or something?
It used to say 1 in 5,000 for Stardust on the wiki, and then they changed it to 1 in 3,400 recently with more data.
Mm,
It's just statistical variance. There's not much you can do to that.
yeah.
That's why the crowdsourcing plugin exists.
Yeah, we learned last week that there's 2 different plugins for crowdsourcing.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think the other one like it takes your CAs or something like that, some basic info, but the one that you have to download manually, it takes all the skilling stuff and all the extra stuff.
Exactly. So make sure you guys
I was
download the
surprised by
advanced
that.
one. Help out the wiki team. Cool. So the next topic we had was the shark lure tech, but I guess that one we kind of already covered.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the only other thing would be, do you know if you are an Iron Man with shark lures, what's the best amount of lures to use? Do you have any idea on that, LGR?
I haven't. There's no like actual data on doing this. I just assumed to use one at a time because you get more sharks out of your lures. But if it's a
I would
linear,
assume so too, but
yeah, but if it's a linear correlation, it might not even matter. So I don't know. Like if one lure gives you a 20% chance to fish, but 5 gives you 100%, then it doesn't matter what you use. So
Yeah, I don't think the wiki says anything about that
it
in
doesn't.
specific.
Yeah. Even the guy
Well,
for the wiki, he didn't even know about the shark lures. I had to explain to him what it was, and he was like, "Oh shit, that's so cool." It's like very new. It's only been released for like a month now or something with the rebalancing update.
Yeah, I think some of the wiki guys, or at least in other games, I don't know if it's the case for RuneScape, but at least in other games, some of the wiki people don't even really play the game actively. They just update it. So they might not know about new items that much and stuff like that.
speaking of shark lures, do we want to talk about shark lure prices?
Sure.
Them like quadrupling in price in like 4 days, going from what was it like 75 GP to 400 GP in like a week.
Yeah.
I can look at the graph. Give me 1 second.
I remember Camping sent me a DM. He's like, "Yo, you should invest in shark lures. They're 75 each." I was like, "Oh, that's true. That's smart." So I put an offer for like 10 million shark lures at like 75 each. I bought 20K, but the price since skyrocketed. It didn't matter.
Because it's only
Yeah, I
10K
think-
per 4 hours for the buy limit.
And the
Yeah, I
inflow
think-
is so small too. So
Hmm.
I
Kari
had
and
to,
I had to change. Yeah, you were probably gonna say it, modify the off like 10 times
Mm.
because it just went up and up.
was also gonna add that I had to bond up 2 accounts to buy enough to sustain me so I can keep fishing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
funny.
was kinda
I
crazy.
asked some friends on the first few days to give me some buffer. Bought them up for 150 each.
Because I think just AFKing, isn't it? Like when you're using 5x, it would be what, like 4K lures used an hour, and the buy limit is 4 hours, so that would be 16K lures used an hour or per buy limit time.
Yeah, so it's not enough.
Yeah, it just doesn't sustain. Those are always annoying. I could go on a rant about all the different items in game that I wish they changed buy limit for.
Go for it. This is the time. Surely a JMod is listening.
Dude, why can I only buy 40 spades per hour per 4 hours, man? I
There's
need
no
like
way it's
10K
40.
of those. It's 40.
It's 40? Bro, you can
And I
buy
think
them
you-
faster yourself.
You drop like 20 per hour doing hard clues at least. I can't say I've ever paid too close attention to it, but
Wow. But that's
Somebody
such
bought-
like a clogger issue. Like that no
yeah,
one
no, it absolutely is.
That's so funny. What I did is I was doing CMs and I would bank a spade every time I prepped, so I have like over 1,000 in the bank.
Genius.
0 time.
Macro.
Yeah, but for those listening, the shark lures, when the CC found out about the meta, it went from 80 GP each up to 430 at its peak in, let's say, how many days?
2 days.
2 days to 4 days.
Now it's 310 each. 370.
I'd say they have dropped a little bit.
Man, Greg
Yeah, but it's
trolled
not.
me. He posted a picture of like 22 million shark lure, but he faked
Oh,
it.
okay. I was like, there's no way.
I was like,
Must
there's no
have
way
been
like
the
that.
bug disk.
I was actually thinking about it driving to work. I was like, wait a minute, he's been buying them for like on like 5 alts since it released.
I was yeah, that's like a crazy
It's-
amount of buy limits.
I was
calculating it.
Quickly.
Not
Yeah,
even
that's
5 is
just,
enough, I don't think.
That would have been the merch of a lifetime,
Definitely
though.
not.
But yeah,
Yeah, also the
insane
prices.
price spike.
Yeah, I think Kari probably spent over 200 mil on fishing, so
Yeah.
this week.
Worth.
So that's
Oh, yeah.
pretty interesting.
Oh wait. So if we have the number on it, what being you said 1 in 580, right?
580, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we can calculate the price.
Means
for
you
one.
need 1.45 million shark lures for 500 loop halves, which at the current price of what, like 310, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
450 million GP.
Honestly, that's less than I
Also-
thought. That's not as bad.
I mean, it's it's really good considering the time save that you have using them. It's a no-brainer, at least for me and most cloggers, to use them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge time save, absolutely.
Yeah, and to be honest, the second best method, which is TX, which is kind of AFK, but it's really not. It's you have to drop constantly.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Swapping over to sharks from doing, like 100 hours of teaks, it's a
Oh,
pretty noticeable difference in AFK. Sharks are way more chill, drop less often. You was it if you really want to, you can bank them too at what's the location? Tall
Tal Tekla,
Tekken or whatever. So you can
Tal
even
Tekla,
bank
yeah.
them there too with a barrel. It's like really chill.
And also with Teaks, I think it's still unknown whether Infernal Axe burns the key rolls when you get them.
Yeah, I'm still testing that. So far, I've gotten 2 keys and non-burn proc. So
Somebody told you that after you released your video that Infernal Axe doesn't burn keys, right? But I'm like, I
Yeah.
oh, right.
swear, I've
You
tracked
came into CC.
200,000 teak logs and I went minus 30% on loops. Surely that's not a coincidence.
yeah, no, I doubt that. I only trust it if I see a clip of it. I'm like very. I need proper evidence.
Hmm.
Did that
Like,
guy ever DM you, LGR, about the
no, I
it
remember I
not like
replied, "Please
deleting?
DM me with proof."
No, did he never DM you?
No, I don't think you probably. Not
Uh,
everyone records everything they do. So
yeah, I also had a theory of Forester rations deleting the rolls for Teaks, and I recorded like 12 key pieces when I got them with the rations, and it always came off the log. So I
really,
don't know.
Oh,
Those might
really?
delete them as well. Yeah.
When I first started doing teaks, somebody told me that they got a loop off of a 2H axe proc, but I didn't see a video of it.
Yeah, I
So,
just don't believe that if I don't see a clip personally. Because
uh-huh.
sometimes I'm like, I swear I only got the loop, but I don't believe it myself.
yeah, we
There
got the
has to be
evidence of
video
the
proof.
harpoon for the infernal harpoon for the sharks. I think it was like retro or someone that sent the evidence of
Yeah, it's
that.
retro.
So then you
You
guys
can
all
use
switched
Infernal
to
Harpoon there.
infernal. Yeah. I remember Marnie was happy. He was like, "This is burning all my shards."
Yeah, that is the other thing too, is that we know for sure the infernal harpoon doesn't burn the loops, so that makes it even more reclined too.
Yeah, it sucked using a Crystal Axe at Atix. Need to drop so much more often. Especially with no rations. I didn't use those either because of my theory, but
Hmm.
All right, cool. So I guess we can move to the next topic. So the next topic is the potential for future rare cosmetics like the Moonhelm to be added with new content. So like sailing, for example. You guys think that's ever gonna happen again?
Mod Husky actually wanted Helm to be in the clog right away as well. He mentioned that back then in the clog disk when the Helm wasn't in the clog yet. So I think it's definitely, even from Jagex's side, some interest in adding these. I would hope that if they add something in the future like this again, that it's a bit more interesting to grind for 1,000 hours, because, well, EHC wise, right now it's more EHC than 2,000 CMs, and I don't know, it's a bit odd.
yeah, it's crazy when you
And
put it that way.
it's obviously also RNG. So one thing that I'd actually like, because every month there's a new Reddit post about Bloodhound needing a transmog for the Mimic. I would actually like them to add a Mimic transmog, and you get it guaranteed at 100 KC, which is a long grind, but it's guaranteed in that way. But maybe that's a bit too gatekeepy with 100 KC. I don't even have that, so
That's
See, do we need to check
1,500
the high
masters.
scores? How many people have done that?
Yeah, go for it. I'm
I
actually
yeah.
mean,
intrigued.
if it's in the log and the only people that really care about it are collection loggers, I think it's fine. And those are the same people that do a lot of clues, so kind of goes hand in hand.
It's kind of funny how they say they don't want to release stuff like this to the collection log because the cloggers are gonna mold, but like all of us here are happy it's added to the collection log. I think it's just a minority of vocal people that don't like it when stuff are added to the collection log.
There are 114 people with 100 or more Mimic KC.
Yeah, it's actually a lot less than I thought. Well, I'm ranked 65 with 118. Huh. Interesting.
I think I mentioned it briefly earlier too. It's a little bit awkward for super high level collection loggers because like they aren't able to passively grind for Moonhelm as much because of things like already finishing skilling pets. But I think it is cool
Hmm.
that for a lot of people, like the Moonhelm grind is something that they can just work on passively while going for Rock Golem pet, Heron pet, Beaver pet, Forestry log, stuff like that. So if they did add like a super rare cosmetic with sailing, I feel like it would be less awkward because sailing is releasing at that time too. So you're probably working on all those other regular sailing logs already. And then maybe there's something similar to like dark totems or loop half of keys and stuff like that that go along with sailing.
I think it's very cool flex. Like yesterday, I was editing videos and doing stars, and I saw some guy that was like a mid level with a moon helm, and I was just like staring at him, like, oh my god, no way, that's so cool. And I haven't had that feeling since I was a Billy Bob seeing like an Inferno cape for the first time or something like that. Pretty
I
cool
would
item.
I would love to see a stat on how many Moonhelms are currently in the game.
Oh, that would be cool to know actually, because
I
then you
think
can.
it's that type of item that they could release a stat for down the line at some point because it's stupid rare.
Yeah.
Like they've done for pets, amount of pets
Exactly,
that
yeah.
in the before.
The wiki also tracks that now with their collection log thingy, right? But I don't know how many people are gonna actually be using that wiki
Mm.
Yeah,
sync
it's the
feature.
problem is that you have to have the wiki sync on for that to count, so it's wildly inaccurate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And they only put like estimated percentage, like less than 0.1%. Well, obviously,
No, does it not show the number?
I don't think they show the exact numbers, right? I
I
think
think it's
it's
just
more like
percentage. Yeah, you're right.
less than 0.1.
I mean, it wouldn't be accurate anyway, so it's kind of pointless to show it, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also on sorry, one second. What Campen mentioned, by the way, if they and we have a note for that as well as a question later on, but if they added it to Waller P2 already to the clock, I think Kari had that question for us in the notes.
Yeah.
That would have been so much better. Or if they just initially like added it to the first Wallermore expansion and you could already work towards it, and then they could have added it to Colosseum as well, and Moons, and all those other activities like Rumors as well, huge, right?
Well, just to add to that, I think if they added it right away at the start, which it did exist at the start, because I remember getting a key piece from Huey on Varlamore Part 1 and being like super confused because it wasn't a crystal key. But if they did add it back then, and we would have calced everything and we would have flipped out because the rate would have been so bad compared to today.
But I think
Especially.
we'd still have that cope that, okay, there's Voldemort P2, there's going to be a meta, and then Voldemort P2 comes out, and then we cope, oh, okay, we still got Voldemort P3. I think we just cope for the next expansions
The waiters
at that
win.
point that we get it like passively with more content.
Yeah, that would be
And
cool. They were
also,
skeptical at first, added to the clog. It's pretty obvious.
Hmm.
and I feel like if it was added straight away, the people right now that are like afraid sort of to grind that item because it's just such a huge commitment would have started back then because they were already like doing Huey, doing Amox and stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's like easier to start when it's like added all at once and not like 8 months later or something. Similar
Yeah, that
effect
is
as going back to CAs at a new boss, like right now at Delve. Have it's like a similar kind of thing.
just goes to the whole thing of being like it would be easier to do it a little more passively than just while you're working on other Varlamore logs. People probably wouldn't have hard grinded for it before Varlamore Part 3 anyway, but they would have at least had it in their back of their mind for, grabbing a couple passively along the way.
Or
Yeah, for
AFK
sure.
stars sooner and stuff. Because I did not really care about it until it was added to the collection log, personally, for myself.
Yeah. I left many Huey keys on the floor, and I think Amoxie didn't even loot at all, but I think Amoxie didn't drop many anyway.
It's pretty bad.
It's really rare from Amox.
Not anymore. Now it's like one every 2 hours, but
Oh,
it used
yeah,
to be
true.
one every like 12 hours or something crazy.
Yeah, wasn't it like
Jesus.
1 in 1k or something?
Yeah, it's insane.
It was a stupid droplet rate.
3 until the pet grade.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, it's like
I got 3
might
keys.
as well not add it, man.
I got 3 keys, green logging, Huey, and Amox. I spooned Amox though, to be fair. But
I say
Yeah, but
same.
still,
I also spooned Amixlotl too, and I don't think I got any keys.
kind of crazy.
I can look at my loot tracker real quick to see how many I had. Okay, so with the old drop rates, I killed 2.5k Amox and I got 2 key pieces. That is
Huge.
just abysmal.
Cool. Okay, I'll move on to the next topic, which is basically just addressed to you, Carrie. What is your perspective as a clue locked guy? So before you start, I don't know if you want to just define what clue locked is, because I remember receiving that question in the past.
Yeah, so clue logged is basically if you open your collection log and go to the overview, it means green logging every other section, bosses, raids, minigames, and other section. Green logging all those 4 and then just having the clues category left. That is clue logged, or what we call it in the collection log community, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, the Moonhelm. Obviously, wish it was added sooner when I was still going for other grinds, but it's nice to have like a long-term item to go for. But my biggest issue with it currently is that the PVM halves or the thief aren't really grindable actively unless you want to do Delve waves 1 to 2. I really wish that I could do like Delves 8 plus and go for a high clear and get like 2 keys off of that, or do Colosseum for them.
So what's your plan
Uh,
for Moonhelm? Are you just gonna be full sending it, AFKing it on the side?
Well, I full sent the loop halves, which is the skilling part at Sharks, like we said before. And now I have like 400 unused loops. And I think I'm just gonna AFK the Thief halves at the Ice Fiends or Blue Dragons, whichever I end up preferring. I'm gonna try out both of them for like 20 hours plus and then decide what I'm gonna do.
Nice.
I was
Chad.
also just debating on not AFKing it and waiting for the next Varlamore expansion if they're gonna add like a new boss, which ends up being meta by a ridiculous amount or something, but I kind of want to get some for the clan event we have coming up and such.
What do clue locked people normally AFK? Do you just go for like skilling AFK stuff then, or what do you normally do?
Most people AFK like redwoods and just skilling in general. You could also AFK like hard clues, but I think most people have enough GP to buy them. There's not
Yeah, I
really
figure
many
you probably
options, you know.
probably made a bit of money from green logging raids.
I mean, yeah, and also the bot section is a lot.
The what section? Sorry. The
Bosses.
Oh yeah, boss. Yeah, you make good money. Yeah, but I don't think clue lock people, unless you're an iron, would really AFK hard clues. That would be pretty funny to see, though. I would love to see Marnie Venny Boeing jellies.
Yeah, I think it's mostly if you want AFK clues when you're clue locked, it's Sarachnis.
I was gonna say, have
Yeah.
you considered doing that or done that much?
I have considered it, yeah, but I think I value AFKing skilling a bit more than Sarachnis because I think elites are gonna be a big Wader's win moment in, let's say, 3 years or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be a Wader's win in the short term, but in the long term, it definitely will be.
It's kind of my mindset on it too. I figure surely eventually we start getting better like 1 to 2 elite per hour methods, even if it doesn't beat out like Shades or Callisto. Surely it's like some new bosses with like decent elite rates. Surely, right?
I'm
Yeah, I mean, a boss that you could AFK for 2 elites an hour would be amazing.
I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mean here, but I don't think we're gonna get a better rate that's ever gonna beat Shades for elites. I'm a
I
doubter.
think that.
I'm not asking for a better rate than Shades. I'm just asking that they stop release high level PVM bosses with 0 clues per hour and then retroactively add elites to their drop table like a month later when everyone complains.
And adding a horrible rate and then buffing it, but not really buffing it, and then buffing it for real after.
Yes, exactly.
I can understand it happening like once, like it did at Yama. Everyone was like, okay, whatever, it probably won't happen again. But then it happened straight away at Delve again. It's
That's
like,
so
bro.
funny, dude.
Especially now with there being stackables, I'm like, why? Why did we not have elites at the start for Delve?
Yup.
I have a theory for that, and I think it's because the mods are not able to like find the new tech. They kind of just kill it in like a playtest world, no metas. They just kind of click boss, so they're not able to guesstimate the kills per hour. So they're too scared of adding a clue rate that's gonna be either shit or OP. So they just don't add anything and wait to see what the players come up with. That's my theory. And
But
Yeah,
they
it would
do
make
have
the
to
most
estimate.
sense.
But they
for
do have to
GP,
estimate it
yeah,
somehow, right? Because
I
of
mean,
the
they
items.
estimate, yeah, they estimate the regular items.
that's
And
true.
besides that, are they really worried about devaluing elite clues? Because most people, even maybe some cloggers, will probably not bother doing those elites in the first 1, 2, 3 days of the boss's release, and then they could still adjust it if it was like super busted somehow.
Yeah, they can always adjust it, nerf it, or buff it later on. I don't know. I'm trying to
My
find the reasoning.
Well, my theory is that the reason why they didn't release them initially with Yama was because it was a duo boss. So they didn't want to encourage people to leave their partner or
Mhm.
have to juggle the clue in order to keep doing their trip. And then the reason why they didn't start out at Delve was because they wanted to encourage people to keep delving deeper and deeper, potentially losing their loot. So
Mm.
they didn't want to encourage people to like quote have to leave after 4 waves just to grab their elite clue and be forced to start over.
Did you
Yeah,
guys
that's a good
insta
point.
claim your keys and your clues from Delve?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
True.
Yeah, of
Pog.
course, especially the T12s.
That's a clogger test right there.
Hmm.
You guys passed. Okay.
I was
Cool.
trying out the 1-2 resetting for Doom yesterday on stream, and I was definitely moving a good bit slower than what was the expected rate, like 74 waves per hour.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't call that expected rate. That's a Jai High
Yes,
Is that
rate.
the correct rate?
yeah,
Is that the correct rate?
yeah. But I think I was getting like 50 waves per hour as I was learning it, so I'm like, I could probably get up to 60 relatively easily, and I'm like, it's not bad, but I don't know how much I'd actually do. If I could yoink the pet and just be missing cloth, I would happily send 2,000 resets for keys to get the cloth. That
That's
would
my
be kind of a.
situation right now.
Are you just missing cloth or
Yeah, I'm just
seriously?
missing cloth.
That's
Yeah,
actually like ideal, probably.
I was considering it, but even today when I went back for the CAs, I was like, wave 1 and 2 are so boring. I don't know
They
if I
are.
want to do this
Yep.
for hundreds of hours. I mean, the cloth at least wouldn't be that dramatic to get. It's probably okay-ish to get some passive stuff, but wow, doing that long term for 700 hours or something? Nah,
Yeah, that'd be
definitely
pretty
not.
rough.
If you
Jai was
can't get
telling
anything
me.
else.
Yeah, Jai has been telling me he's doing it because this is gonna be really cringe for some of you listening, but for the ether runes, the ones you make into soul and cosmic,
Ooh.
because it's really good XP for him for rune crafting for 200 mil down the line. It's better than for his day out essence. I think he said it's like 30 XP per essence as opposed to 23.1 for ZMI. I'm This is from memory. My numbers might be wrong, but
You also get shark lures too for Iron Man as well.
Huge.
True.
Holy, double.
He sent me the expected the expected loot that he calced for. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's right here. You would get almost 400,000 ether catalyst, almost 600,000 cannonballs, which is pretty crazy. 700
Wait,
elites.
600,000? That's pretty wild.
Yeah, a little bit less. Where's the shark lure?
I tried doing the
31,000 shark lure.
Okay.
Not bad.
I
That's
tried doing the
nothing.
math and I thought it was like 45k or something. I'm like, it's not good, but
31,000 is
something, I
bad,
guess.
actually.
Yeah, you use that in like under a 6-hour log.
6,000 sharks, and that's it.
It's like if you one lured those as Iron Man, it would last
That's a
some
while.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but accounting for the amount of time that you spend at wave 1 and 2 delve, it's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, by the way. Like, even if I'm missing cloth, I'm not doing wave 1 and 2 resets. That's just way too painful for me. I would do
Wait,
1
how
to
many
8
elite clues
resets.
was it? If you do wave 1, 2 resets?
It was
How many
700
elite clues was it?
for 500 keys.
Okay,
It's not bad. It's
that's
like
okay.
1 an hour if you're like high efficient. Which you probably are, Carrie.
Yeah, I just really don't like early wave delve at all, so I won't be doing that, unfortunately.
It feels satisfying though, getting the kill count, like getting the kill so fast in waves 1 and 2, because there's no shield phase. But 700 hours is probably a different story.
You could have an
Yeah, I
alt
mean,
as well outside as a main, resupplying, respecking, or spec transferring, then just wave
yeah,
Never
I mean,
bang.
you
few
would
more.
bring, you would, I'm not sure if you would regen full spec with light bearer on your ult by the time you do
Oh
waves
yeah,
1
true.
and 2,
Maybe you'd
but I
need
guess
2
you would have
alts.
to bring multiple. Not sure.
Bro, there's no way you're gonna be alting waves 1 and 2 resets at Delve.
I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
if you're gonna
almost
do that for 700 hours, you might as well.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the next topic was irons being locked out of BIS skilling method and shark lure price. I guess we kind of already talked about that.
Yeah, one thing about that actually, I was talking to Wiki today, and we're talking also about EHC, etc. And the Iron EHC is coming soon to Temple, I heard. And the Moonhelm will have a pretty interesting Iron EHC, probably like 500 hours more or something.
Yeah, should be around 1,800 hours, I think, for the Iron Moonhelm.
Wow, that's
So Aziz, who spooned his, got a massive head start.
yeah, holy.
1,800 hours is crazy. It's like a full-time job for almost a year, just for one
That's
virtual
almost
item.
all 3 raids green, right?
Yeah.
Sit the fuck down, Iron Man. That's all I gotta say.
What? Now I have more excuses to want a D-Iron for Implings and Shark Lure.
You're gonna end up doing it someday because of that.
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Yeah, I know. I'm just hopeful thinking, wishful thinking.
Cool,
Gotta
so...
join the good side.
No, it's Iron Man is the good side, even though I'm outnumbered here. So the next one here is the CC event to open all the keys. What are your expectations? So for those who don't know, we have 2 CC events that are currently planned. Let me just whip out the dates to make sure I don't. We have one in October 11th for Moon Chest opening, and then one on February 21st for Moon Chest opening. So basically, it's just like the whole CC opens keys together. I don't know how many keys we're gonna have though for that event. Probably a couple hundred. So I don't know what you guys expect for that event.
5 at most.
5
5 to
helms?
10.
5?
That's a lot.
5 Moonhelms.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
I would have guessed 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think I'm just
mean-
thinking about the
mean,
loop paths, right? No one has
Yeah,
PVM keys.
you have to imagine 5 Moonhelms is equivalent to 2,500 teeth halves.
Ah, yeah.
Tooth halves
Did
as
Greg
well.
ever update his feed? I think he was like
I don't think he
keeping
has, but
track on.
He was at like 250 keys last he kept track.
Oh my
from
god.
last I remember.
he only
Total
accounts
keys.
for
okay.
complete keys, right?
Yeah, only completed keys.
Okay. But yeah, my
Well,
prediction for that
okay.
event is maybe 1, maximum 2 helms.
Yeah, it sounds right. How about you, camping?
I suppose. I've been trying to decide how many I want to stack at once because it feels bad if you all of a sudden stack a couple hundred and then you need like 10 and you spoon it. I'll probably try having like 100 stacked or something for the October opening.
Nice.
Totally nice.
Yeah, 100 is my absolute maximum too, because that's like the range where if I open it and get it at like 50 keys opened, I'll just be so happy that I got the helm that I won't care that I basically wasted
Stacked too
50
many.
keys.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah.
hear me out, Carrie. Imagine having 2 helms.
That would be one
Yeah.
hell of a
God.
flex, having
I
multiple
could be like the
Moonhelms
only
on the
one
log. That'd
ever
be
to have 2
insane.
helms.
You can't even flex it because they're like the same item. You just like you have to show your collection log.
Yeah, someone who's browsing my collection log someday is gonna be confused as fuck when he sees 2 Moonhelms.
That reminds me of Donovan getting 2 Dragonfall helms last week.
Oh yeah,
Just in the
that's
Oh, yeah,
collection
true.
log like that.
or
It
like
was the
I
same
saw.
inventory, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he like got it right after. I saw a guy in the collection log Discord. He had 25 Eternal Glories on the collection log. He was doing it for money.
Excuse.
I was like, bro, what the hell, man? Like, what the
That's
hell?
gotta be a bot.
Who was it
Report it
who
just in
was
case.
they had a fishing alt at 200 mil fishing, just fishing for heron pets. They were up to like
Yes.
60 or something, and
His
then
name was
I
like he quit the game. His name was like
he did,
Maria,
okay.
something with an M. I forgot. I remember he was posting updates every fishing pet in the collection on Discord for a
Yep.
while.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna
was
say I
funny.
assumed he'd stopped playing or something because I hadn't seen an update from him in forever. Thinking of that though, what you're up to like 48 big sharks or something, you said?
Let me check. It was a lot though.
You said 48, I think. Something like
Yeah,
that.
48 big sharks from my
It's
a
a
bit
lot of
over
big
400
sharks.
loop halves.
That's like almost 250,000 sharks fished. Nice.
Yep, it was a
I
busy
said
week.
in a different channel, I said that we should be able to resurrect big sharks like in sold heads at the Arceus altar, kill a fish.
We should get
And you
fishing XP or prayer XP.
Exactly.
guaranteed moon key if you do that.
Ooh, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Holy.
You know, actually, something I noticed that I didn't say anything because it's pretty cringe to mention, but you actually have a chance to get another moon key from opening a moon key. It's like 1 in 107. So technically, you only
Oh,
need
really?
495 keys to greenlight.
This
Okay,
changes
shut up.
everything.
That's why I didn't want to say. Carrie just fucking died, dude. Okay, sorry. I'll go to the next topic. Next topic here. I think it's the last one actually. How many top page gamers will have it by the end of the year? Man, I did not write this. How many top page gamers will have it by the end? Oh, have the Moonhelm. Okay, that makes sense. So how many top page gamers do you think is gonna have the Moonhelm? Is it gonna be like a stale baguette meme where all the people are missing it, or?
I actually went over the top page and looked at who is even going for that. I mean, Tortunama has it, so that's at least one. The second, yeah, the goat. Second best potential is obviously Kari and then Marnie. Maybe Greg and Chai High I had on my list, but are they actively gonna go for 500 keys? I doubt it.
Shy
So
High
I
Shaiha
have,
is gonna get the helm.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
sorry, Yuhu, not Chai High, Yuhu.
Yeah, you.
Yoo-hoo?
It's like impossible to say to non-Finnish native speakers, but
Wait, you? That's
Those
it?
are my
I thought
5
it was harder
picks.
to say than that.
you.
Ah, so I really butchered it in the save cast.
Yeah, I just didn't want to blame you, dude. It's fine though, it's fine.
It's fine, I admit it.
Those are my 5. Like, Tortu has it, Kari is second, and then Marnie, Greg, Chai High, Yuhu.
Dumbass is not
Yeah,
going
and
for it, so that's a rip.
I mean,
Yeah.
he will go for it once they buff it to the extremes at some point if he's still playing, which he probably will.
Cool.
But also, some people from the top page will 100% spoon it. Like I could see maybe 2 people giga spooning it.
I'm interested to see who's gonna be the first person to be dry on it. Like once you
Oh
get
my god.
500 keys, like that must be just because you're no closer than you were when it was released. Like you're just
Oh god.
I think
And you
if I
know
was
it's
in
gonna be
that
a clogger,
situation, yeah,
like a
if
high-end
I
clogger. So oof.
yeah, because no one's gonna be able. Not many people are capable of reaching 500 keys except like a dedicated clue locked clogger. Has nothing else to AFK.
to be honest, if I was in that situation, I think I would just stop grinding the Moonhelm and just wait for updates at that point if I got to 500 with these current metas.
Yeah, just take the L, move on to something else.
Yeah.
Cool. Are there anything else you guys would like to add?
Waiters win.
Waiters win.
Surely.
That might be true.
Yeah, we just yapped for like 55 minutes straight about the Moonhelm. Man, we're nerds.
Finally, a
Spent
good
even
topic
more
to talk
time.
about.
I was actually not gonna go for it before the shark lure stuff. Like if that was not a thing, I would still not be going for it. Besides like those stars that I AFK'd, but that's really it.
I feel like
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives a lot of motivation for a lot of people because you can get like another half of the key basically completed to 500 pretty free with the shark lures. So it's basically like half the grind done, even though in terms of hours it's absolutely not the case, but it's like a mental game, you know?
Makes it
Yeah.
feel a lot better when you can just see a tooth happen, basically like equivalent it to like a whole key when you just have a ton of loops stacked because
Yeah,
they're so much easier to pick up.
you can just go insta open it and get some dopamine or get depressed.
yeah, I feel like the most people are just gonna be because I for one have so many other things to AFK that I'm probably not gonna be full sending the Moonhelm per se. But
What are you AFKing right now?
right now it's doing the mining pet from stars.
Oh yeah.
But if I get that, I'm probably gonna do like medium clues or an AFK other things. Addy Dragon's not really AFK though.
Can you not AFK them with Blood Barrage with the new
Oh, that's
Dragon
true
Hunter one?
actually.
Yeah, that's
I've
true.
heard a lot
Yeah.
of talk about that in the CC, but I'm not sure if it's like actually AFK.
Well, I don't think it's like fully AFK, but it's definitely a lot better than what it was before with the shadow, and you just chug
Oh yeah, that
bombs.
was horrible.
I mean, max melee Blood Fury at Addy Dragons was already pretty chill. So I could see how Dragon Hunter Wand Blood Barrage would be pretty decent.
Yeah, I mean the main problem with AFKing Addies in the past at least was they throw the poison attack and then you just get owned by it if you don't dodge it.
You don't take that much damage as long as you've got an antidote, anti-venom up or whatever.
You take half
I guess.
damage, but it still damages you for a lot.
Yeah.
I would always just
Plus-
tank the acid splashes when I was AFKing them.
Yeah, you kinda have to. Not really AFK anymore if you're staring at the
Well,
screen and waiting
exactly,
for
yeah.
that. Takes it away.
I did Rune Dragons recently, just AFKing with Fang. It was super chill. Because of the update to Slayer now that you can do Metal Dragons. So every time I get that task, I'll just always do my Addies on task.
That's huge for people who haven't finished Metal Dragons. The grouping them all together into one task for Duradel Slayer, absolutely massive.
Yeah, super hyped to go back to Slayer. Cool. Well, I mean, I guess 1 hour is pretty good. Any other last minute topics you guys would like to throw around?
I was trying to think at the end of the last LogCast, I told them to add Moonhelm to the collection log. So I figure out what else do I want them to add to the log now too?
What's your one wish? Camping. Go for it.
Increase the spade buy limit.
That's it, dude. That's what you're gonna use your wish
no,
for.
that's the one thing I'm gonna ask for. That's it.
You know what? I just figured out I can make like a bunch of alts and buy spades and then sell them in bulk for like overpriced. Make money.
Holy.
Okay, actually, one thing that I want to say is that it's pretty insane that we yapped about one item for 1 hour.
I
That's
mean,
endless content. We can just talk about each individual item on the collection log for 1 hour, and then we've got 1,500 casts ready right there.
dude, imagine we speak like for an hour on like some stupid clog that no one cares, like bronze
Fucking
boots. It's like,
fresh
oh, man.
crab claw.
Adamant
Let's-
Bucket Helm H3.
Yeah,
Oh my
last week
God.
we talked about brown headband. The week before that was white headband. Now, pink headband. What do we got? What do we think, guys?
Each one of them has like an insane backstory with a lot of lore as well.
Can we talk about how many meeting clues it took us each to get that item? We can do it, I think, 1 hour each item.
Oh, actually, I have one more thing, I guess. I don't know if it's that relevant, but for like loop stores, I haven't looked at the sailing map, but maybe I kind of said that jokingly last week, but with sailing, maybe there's gonna be seas around Valamor, and there could be some
I thought
stuff added.
I saw someone
deep sea
mention that
trawling.
there's actually like an island off the edge of Varlamore that potentially will be accessible with sailing.
Ooh.
I just know that Tempest is still due to be released, but I think that's something else,
Mm-hmm.
which is like in the middle of Valamor, I guess, to the left.
I mean, there
Time will
are
tell.
some like there's the fishing location off by Vardorvis that's still considered part of Varlamore. Obviously, that's not actually like worth it meta wise, but you know, I would think that would mean that islands offshore could also be counted in the Varlamore region too.
Yeah, that's true. The Vardorvis fishing gives keys, but it was released with Vardorvis with DT2. Was it?
Wait, that's also
Oh, yeah,
true.
true.
Wait, yeah,
True.
why was that the one place they decided to
Yeah.
retroactively
That's
add
so
it?
weird. I didn't think of that.
They should have added the
think
key
they just-
pieces to the boss as well.
Just the
Vardorvis boss.
Vardorvis. 1 key an hour.
Yeah.
All the
Now we're
cloggers look like
talking.
Vardorvis bots. Like 30,000 kill count.
I would absolutely do 500 hours of Vardorvis if it dropped a key every hour.
Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to download Parsec Carry, and you're going to do some Vardorvis for me.
I don't know about that one. Can it do 1,000 hours? I can do 500.
Preemptively reporting you for account sharing just in case.
Yeah, just message me after the cast though, for no related reason.
How many DMs per kill? No, okay, I'm going to stop. Alright, well, I guess we can end it here on a positive note. We're reporting LGR. And any final words before I click stop record?
Thanks for the invite.
No problem.
I hope there's no 5-month gap between this cast and the next one, I guess.
No promises.
Oh yeah,
How
true.
about you, Kevin?
Nope, got nothing.
Alright, well, on that note, peace out.
Peace.